Welcome back to Storytime. Today we'll be reading The Gruffalo's Child. So what can we see on the front cover of the book? We can see the Gruffalo with his little child. We can see the deep dark woods around them. And the name of the author, Julia Donaldson, is here. And the illustrator, meaning the person who drew the pictures, is Axel Scheffler. Are you excited to see what's going to happen in this story? Shall we get into it? So this is the title page, and it's got the title of the story, and it's got a little picture of the Gruffalo's child walking in the deep dark woods, and she looks frightened. And the authors and the illustrators' names are here. Let's see what's on the first page. The Gruffalo said that no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood. Why not? Why not? Because if you do, the big bad mouse will be after you. I met him once, said the Gruffalo. I met him a long time ago. What does he look like? Tell us, Dad. Is he terribly big and terribly bad? So the Gruffalo is telling his child about the big bad mouse. Shall we see what's on the next page? I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo said. Then he thought for a minute and scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong, and his scaly tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire, and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. So the Gruffalo is describing the big bad mouse, and the Gruffalo's child looks so terrified. Let's see what happens next. One snowy night when the Gruffalo snored, the Gruffalo's child was feeling bored. The Gruffalo's child was feeling brave, so she tiptoed out of the Gruffalo cave. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. Into the wood went the Gruffalo's child. So she's going into the deep dark woods whilst her dad is fast asleep. Let's see what happens next. Aha! Oh ho! A trail in the snow. Whose is this trail and where does it go? A tail poked out of a log pile house. Could this be the tail of the big bad mouse? Whose tail do you think that is? Shall we find out? Out slid the creature. His eyes were small, and he didn't have whiskers. No, none at all. You're not the mouse. Not I, said the snake. He's down by the lake eating Gruffalo cake. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Oh ho! Marks in the snow. Whose are these claw marks? Where do they go? Two eyes gleamed out of a treetop house. Could these be the eyes of the big bad mouse? Who do you think the Gruffalo's child has seen now? Shall we find out? Down flew the creature. His tail was short, and he didn't have whiskers of any sort. You're not the mouse. Too-woo, too-woo. Not I, but he's somewhere nearby, eating Gruffalo pie. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, said the Gruffalo's child. Aha! Oh ho! A track in the snow. Whose is this track and where does it go? Whiskers at last and an underground house. Could this be the home of the big bad mouse? Do you guys think this is the big bad mouse? Let's find out. Out slunk the creature. His eyes were fiery. His tail wasn't scaly, his whiskers weren't wiry. You're not the mouse, oh no, not me. He's under a tree drinking Gruffalo tea. It's all a trick, said the Gruffalo's child, as she sat on a stump where the snow lay piled. I don't believe in the big bad mouse. So now she's given up because she can't find the big bad mouse. Let's see what happens next. But here comes a little one out of his house. Not big, not bad, but a mouse at least. You'll taste good as a midnight feast. So now the little mouse has come out of his little home and the Gruffalo's child is feeling hungry. Wait, said the mouse. Before you eat, there's a friend of mine that you ought to meet. If you let me hop onto a hazel twig, I'll beckon my friend so bad and big. The Gruffalo's child unclenched her fist. The big bad mouse, so he does exist. The mouse hopped into the hazel tree. He beckoned, then said, just wait and see. So now the Gruffalo's child wants to see the big bad mouse. Out came the moon. It was bright and round. A terrible shadow fell onto the ground. Who is this creature so big, bad and strong? His tail and his whiskers are terribly long. His ears are enormous, and over his shoulder he carries a nut as big as his shoulder. Wow! Now the Gruffalo's child is terrified because of this shadow that's on the snow. Let's see what's on the next page. Are you scared? The big bad mouse, yelled the Gruffalo's child. The mouse jumped down from the twig and smiled. Aha, oh ho, prints in the snow. Whose are these footprints? Where do they go? And the mouse looks happy because he scared away the Gruffalo's child. The footprints led to the Gruffalo cave, where the Gruffalo's child was a bit less brave. The Gruffalo's child was a bit less bored. And the Gruffalo snored and snored and snored. So the Gruffalo's child ran back to her cave. She snuggled up to her father because she was very scared. And that's the end of the story. Did you enjoy that? I hope you did. Thank you for watching.